Hi there, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane dedicated. Today we're going to have a look at Munich International Airport, Echo Delta Delta Mike. This has been done by Mr. X under the short final label. Absolutely amazing airport. I'll see you right after the intro.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude? 2,000 feet on 1014, Bravo Bravo. Bravo Bravo.
Here we are then at Munich Airport. This is Echo Delta Delta Mike, and it's the Munich Franz Josef Strauss Airport. It's the second largest and busiest airport in Germany, and in 2017 handled 44.6 million passengers. Incredible number, but also handled an awful lot of cargo. It's located about 28.5 kilometers northeast of the city of Munich, and it features 2 passenger terminals with an additional midfield terminal, 2 runways, as well as cargo facilities. The airport was started construction in 1980, but didn't actually operate commercially until the 17th of May 1992. So as you can see, a large airport over a vast area with a central hub between the 2 runways, so to speak, with fantastic road and rail connections. Now the road and rail connections have all been realised by Mr. X. This is of course an airport by Mr. X, known as Short Final Designs, and as you can see, it's put a lot of attention to detail in here. As you can see, the overpasses and underpasses, which we will take a trip on shortly. So it's ultra high definition airport with accurate models for all buildings with baked ambient occlusion, and I now know what that is. Dynamic reflections on objects and ground textures, and one thing I did notice at one point when recording this video was that when the sun was quite low, you had that kind of shine coming off the apron tarmac and concrete, that kind of sheen as the sun got low. Really, really nice and very, very well done. You can see it a little bit here as the sun is low in the sky, and you've got that kind of reflective shine on the concrete. It was really good. There's animated airport vehicles using ground traffic by Jonathan Harris. Custom animated jetways in DGS using the SAM plugin, although saying that I have not been able to get it to work. I've got the SAM plugin. If there are animated jetways here, I haven't seen them working as yet. I'm sure they are, it's just I haven't seen them working. There's lots of observation areas all over the airport, and as you can see there was some people enjoying the late summer afternoon sun, as I shot this in the middle of the year. So we get good clarity. One of the things I like about this is the attention to detail. Now, there's some trees there that look like cones, ice cream cones, upside down, and which is very accurate. Look at that underpass there. Traffic going over the top of the underpass there. Very, very good indeed. And the reflective glass on the buildings is absolutely superb. And the traffic, as you can see, is on the correct side of the road. I'm not going to say the right side of the road, because then people think, oh, it's on the right-hand side. It's on the correct side of the road for Europe. Beautifully done. A real treat. You can spend simply ages just wandering around the airport, having a look and looking at some of the fantastic detail. The huge atrium that's just off to the left there in this shot. Absolutely superb. There's summer and winter textures with this. Or should I say there is a summer and a winter version. Weather effects on the ground for rain and snow as well. So we're going to have to come back here when it's raining and see the puddles of rain, water as it accumulates around the airport. It's high resolution photo scenery, so that's 30 centimeters per pixel, and it's actually, this airport, as you're looking at it now, is just in default scenery, default land scenery. I haven't got any orthophoto over in Europe or Germany, and it fits really nicely into the area. It blends very, very well with the default scenery. You can see that the FM car map is there with all the gates and taxiways included, so if you're going to use FM car for taxiing out to the runway or from the runway to the terminal, you can choose your gate and it will select the correct routing for where you have come off the runway, so to speak. All the taxiways are in there and all the correct routings. I really do like FM car. I've talked about it many times since it came out. It's been out a couple of years now, but never seems to fail and always looks good. as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, having done that, it's time for an ILS approach. So we're set up here for an ILS approach onto 26 left, and as you can see, the weather is being depicted quite nicely by SkyMax Pro Real Weather Connector in FSGRW. As we come down onto 26 left, I'm going to keep quiet. We'll have some music from David Cutter. Many thanks to David Cutter there. You can get his music from www.davidcuttermusic.com. Well, before I get the racing drone out and have a real rip around the airport, I thought I'd have a drive around here, and as you can see, as I said, the traffic is on the correct side of the road. As I drive along and follow the traffic here, I was thinking I might get myself into the terminal area and that huge atrium, but just following the road around here, it undulates and it goes up and down, and it's really well done because you can actually drive around the roads. There are a number of cars that you can get for Xplane that you can put into Xplane and drive around. They're available on xplane.org. It's just a case of having a good look around. Some of them are quite old. Some of the cars are quite old and only work in Xplane 10, but there are a couple for Xplane 11, and I think I'm in the Camaro. I'm not quite sure. I think it's the Camaro that I'm in. Anyway, as you can see, driving under the underpass there and around the terminal buildings, those are multi-storey car parks on the left there. There's not much car parking on the airport surface, so to speak. There is out into one of the far extremes of the airport. There's some surface car parking, but most of this seems to be multi-storey car parking in the close proximity to the airport. See some cars on the right-hand side there, surface car parking, but an awful lot of multi-storey car parks. Anyway, coming down towards the airport, the signs on the side of the building there, they're in crisp focus. I thought it was advertising a Lexus, but when you actually have a proper look at it, it says Luxus. Instead of L-E-X, it's L-U-X. Maybe that's something, a way of getting around copyright protection. Anyway, you can see this huge atrium on the right-hand side. And I thought, right, let's get the racing drone out. You're not allowed to do this by airports. And before anybody says anything, no, it wasn't me at Gatwick, and it certainly wasn't me at Heathrow. In fact, there's some doubt as to whether there was actually any drones there at all. But I got it out. I thought I'd have a rip around and have a look at some of the detail of the building, the roofs there, the photo texturing on top of these buildings, absolutely superb. And for, you know, as I've said before, on top of the buildings you've got 3D items such as air conditioning units and heating units and pipes and conduits, which actually really adds to an airport and makes it feel more alive. As you can see here, lots of ground clutter, so we've got baggage handling things, we've got vans, we've got cargo pallets, the lot. And it's just, I mean, you can fly around here for just simply hours, and you know, you would find something new to look at all the time. I mean, just look at this through here. The detail, the level of detail in that roof structure there is absolutely staggering. There's the atrium on the right hand side, and huge advert there on the left for Lufthansa, I believe it was. And once again, those conical trees down below, It's just all so good. It just looks so pleasant, and all works together. I read somewhere this morning somebody, a YouTuber, saying why he wasn't going to switch to Xplane completely, and one of the reasons he gave was the fact that that it looked washed out and colourless. Sometimes Xplane 11 can look like that, especially if it's a grey day and it's a rainy day. But as you can see here, in the height of summer, as I filmed this in the height of summer, it's very vibrant, there's lots of colour. Surprisingly, most airports are pretty dull to look at. They're all done in grey, kind of siding, grey and glass. They're not brightly coloured environments, apart from some advertising. So, I think that particular YouTuber may have got it wrong slightly. He was saying why he would stick with P3D. Don't forget, of course, fly whatever you want. If you like it, then fine. But it just, some of the reasons he said for not having Xplane 11 seemed a little bit spurious to me. But then again, I'm a dedicated Xplane user. No pun intended. So, as you can see, masses of detail on this airport. Absolutely huge amount of detail. A real pleasure to fly around. I haven't told you how much it is, so I suppose I better tell you now. You can buy this for $26.95 from xplane.org, and I'd like to thank my Patreons who continue to support me, because without them this would not be possible. So many thanks to them, and they know who they are. I'll put a link in the description below to my Patreon. It's entirely up to you. If you want to support the channel and support the videos that I do, then please make a donation. If not, that's fine. I'll still crack on, as they say. Anyway, it's been a pleasure flying around Munich Airport here, driving around the airport, and just generally having a good look at it. I could have made this video, when I first got all the video together, it was 24 minutes long. I had 24 minutes of video. Now you see my secret. I had 24 minutes of video. I've managed to cut it down to approximately 12 minutes and 59 seconds. So you can imagine just how much material I had. And what that tells you is just the level of detail of this airport. Absolutely immense. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, this is Xplane Dedicated. My name is Wycliffe Barrett. Don't forget, Xplane Dedicated and Air Wales Virtual have teamed up, and Air Wales Virtual is now the official VA of Xplane Dedicated. Hope to see you soon. There's more videos to come. It's been a very, very busy week. You all take care now, and we'll see you in the very, very near future. Take care. Cheerio.